No, it was a good one.
It was a good one, too. What were we talking about?
Pinball.
Yeah.
Today we're playing at the Goodwill Social Club. I met Tony Warzel in the final rounds of his first ever tournament at the Goodwill Social Club. Tony and I approach a pinball machine completely different. I like to look at the rules, I like to read, I like to do research. Tony likes to get up there and just start flipping. So Tony, we first met at a local tournament. I believe that we've met in the finals, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Right here, as a matter of fact.
Not too far from where we're standing, actually, that getaway over there.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah?
It was awesome.
What,
yeah. A little bit of a beginner's luck, but it was good.
I think you're being modest. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It all started when I was a kid. Probably, 8, 10 years old. My friends and I, we used to go to the mall. They used to have different machines at the Kmart there. There was a Kmart and a Gamble's. And then eventually they brought in pinball machines. And I'll tell you what, when I saw that, the bright lights, the sounds, and then you could actually feel the game when you're playing it, it was awesome. I was pretty much hooked.
Did you play all through your teens in high school and that kind of stuff?
I don't know if you remember this, but back kind of in the 80s, you had to get a note from a guardian.
Yeah.
Or you have to have your guardian there to play. Mm-hmm. So there's a bit of that forbidden type of thing that attracted you even more so.
So for me, it was like Saturday afternoons, kind of the same thing. I'd go for bowling in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't think I ever needed the note. It was just kind of a given that I migrated to the pinball area and spent the afternoon there.
Ah, gotcha.
It started with, I would get a handful of loonies, and then all of a sudden I would only need 3 loonies, and then all of a sudden I would only need 1 loonie, and then I had $4 left over for gum.
What's your strategy on this machine? How do you approach this?
If I had the first ball, I'm going monster fish. So if we're going for monster fish, we're going to just shoot for that boat. The big feature right in the middle of the game, it's what they want you to shoot at. And what they want you to do is chain them together. You want to go right, left, right, left, right, left. When you make this shot 6 times, it lights the spinner on the left.
Just like that. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Repetition is important to the score, right?
Hitting ramp shots over and over and over again can only help you.
Yeah, that's right. Just like that. That's another thing I found. If you don't know the machine, find a shot and just keep making it.
Your accuracy is really, really high. Like, you nail your shots, and you trap the ball. So that's kind of like the first two things to getting a high score, right?
Right.
Making your shots and learning how to hold the ball. So that's kind of the first thing I'll look at if I've got a new opponent up against me is how do they play? And you have a controlled yet also on the fly kind of style.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hybrid style, I would say.
And I would say most good players have that hybrid ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. You didn't flip it away, you caught it.
Right.
To make that controlled shot.
I would like to be a little more controlled. That's one of my, I think I need to swing a little bit more to that side in terms of being controlled. I actually find the better players like yourself control the ball a lot more than I do. I'm a little too anxious. I think my personality is such that I just want to play.
Yep.
This is not playing to me, really. I mean, I guess you're trying to figure out where to shoot and so on, but to me, it's when the ball's in play. That's when I'm playing. So, but I have to learn. I realize that in tournaments, the better players are doing this. They're trapping the ball, and then they're going, okay, where's my shot? Where are my points?
Yep.
And that's what's different nowadays between pinball in the old days, I'll call it, and now. The early machines were just about keeping the ball in play.
Yeah.
Right? And there wasn't a huge discrepancy in points. Like maybe you got 500 points if you got it in that corner. And maybe you got 100 points if you got it here. Or in the middle.
And the way I like to describe it is ball time versus points. So in the old days, ball time, pretty much if you have the longest ball time, you're going to win. Right? But if you know the rules on a new game, you can get someone that plays for 5 minutes and gets 100,000, and someone plays for 5 minutes and gets 100 million.
Absolutely.
And that comes down to rule knowledge.
Yeah, that's a little bit of my downfall. I don't take the time to, or enough time to study the game and learn the game. I like to learn it on the fly. I know now a lot of people, they'll study the rules, they'll go on YouTube, study the game and so on. That's not something I do, but I think if somebody wants to get good at it or better, they need to do that.
That was a drop catch, one of my favorite moves in pinball. I love it because it makes the flipper look like a magnet. To perform a drop catch, you release the button just as the ball arrives to take momentum off the ball. Drop catch is that's the actual game changer. Like if you're going to tournaments and stuff, that is not qualifying to qualifying, if you can learn how to drop catch. What would you say is your most memorable pinball experience game-wise? Like, what's the one game you would think about or reminisce about?
So I was playing an Iron Maiden machine, which is again one of my favorite machines, and I managed to get 1 billion on it, which is a pretty good achievement. Yeah, it's a good score. So that, and I had been trying for I mean I must have a couple hundred games, right, to get that up there. And then right at the end of the game, I had to walk away to take care of something, and I came back, and I hadn't been able to put in my name or initials, and I think it's AAA on there.
Just 1A.
Just 1A. Oh, not even AAA. Yeah, so I didn't even get to
so
put my
funny.
name in on it.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, and now I'm chasing it. But you know, gives me a goal, I guess. Now I'm chasing it.
The mighty A has set the bar.
Yeah.